Hey, it's Alyssa here with Breastfeeding Counselor. Today I'm going to tell you the secret tip to producing more milk. All right, let's dive in. So, if you've heard me say anything at all, you know I have one really key go to for helping increase milk supply, and that is going to be skin to skin. But that's not where we're going to start today out. We want to start out today talking about the secret tip. And it just really helps if you know about how milk production works. So, when baby is delivered and then the placenta is delivered, there is a sudden surge in hormones that tell your body it's time to start making milk. Now, the first milk that comes out is going to be really thick, full of dense nutrients and immune factors, and we call that colostrum. And then the milk does transition as well from colostrum into a transitional milk and then into full term milk. So, this process sometimes takes a few days. So, don't be alarmed if on day one you're not producing what people say as your milk coming in. It takes a few days for that milk to fully transition to what you would traditionally see as that white, creamy milk. Now, the colostrum is super important for baby. It's high in nutrients and it's also high in calories. So, baby doesn't need a ton of it in order to be full and to really start stooling very frequently. So, it's a great way to get baby going with feeding. But sometimes we need to help the process along a little bit, or you're a little bit farther along in your journey. You're not sure how to tell if you have enough milk and you're needing to increase it a little bit. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what milk storage is like. I think it's really helpful if you can visualize it. So I have a bottle here. This water bottle is about 17 ounces full. What's going to happen if this water bottle stays at this amount of fullness? You're going to net 17 ounces of water. So if you were to drain it one time, you're going to have 17 ounces of water, and then your body's going to end up filling it back up, and you're going to have another 17 ounces of water. But that process of filling isn't immediate. It isn't like running it over your under your faucet, and your body takes some time to refill. So, one really simple way to make more milk is by emptying it frequently. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate that with a cup. Got an empty cup here. I'm going to just use a little bit, empty out a little bit of this water. And when I do that, I'm left with less water in the bottle, right? So I'm going to empty that out. And now it's time to fill it back up. So we're going to just fill this back up. And now we have more than 17 ounces of water, right? We have the amount that was removed now is in this cup. And then we have another 17 ounces. So our body has filled it up. So the more frequently we empty, the more total volume we're going to have. So if I continue that process over some time, we're going to continue filling that up. So again, like I said, if I just left this completely full for the entire day, then obviously nothing is going to be taken out of here, but we're going to be left with this maximum capacity. So everybody has a maximum capacity and you don't really know exactly what it is. So that's the hard part. And a lot of times you have to empty more frequently in order to fill it back up. So that is the secret to making more milk is frequent emptying. So the more frequently that I empty this, the more I trigger my body to say, I need more of it. And my body will fill back up and will constantly be in the process of making milk. And if I'm just going to leave it at this amount, or I'm going to empty it a couple of times a day, I'm not going to net increase very much. In fact, I might be telling my body that I don't really need the milk because it's not going anywhere. So the longer it stays inside of the breast, the more you're going to be telling your body you don't need it. So That is the key tip, is the frequent emptying. So how frequent are we talking here? Are we talking like every 5 hours? Well, unfortunately, it's not every 5 hours. It's actually more frequently than that. And some of that does depend on person to person, baby to baby. So if baby is starting to show those hunger cues and maybe they're starting to put their fists in their mouth or they're turning their head and rooting, in those situations, baby's probably ready to eat again. So it's time to latch baby on and allow baby to feed. And while baby's feeding, there are a couple of other tricks that you can do to get more milk out. Some babies are really sleepy. You have to keep them very enticed, and this would be one way to keep them enticed. So we have our breast here, and then as we are feeding baby, we're going to be doing some massage. So just the gentle massage is going to help loosen up those milk ducts. The milk ducts are coming all the way up through here, and they're constantly filling with milk. So if we massage them down, then we'll be able to get more milk to the baby. This applies for if you're pumping as well. And then so you want to make sure that these milk removals happen about every 2 to 3 hours. Some babies are more frequent though. So don't be afraid if baby is frequently showing cues of hunger. But as you massage that milk, more is even going to be drawn out, and there may even get fuller from a higher fat content of milk. The other key trick that you can use when baby is really sleepy is switching from one side to the other. So when baby starts to get a little sleepy, go ahead and switch to the other side, entice baby to feed again. And then you're also further creating what I said here about more emptying. Because if you think about having two breasts, then you want to make sure they're both shown an equal amount of frequency of removing that milk. And that will help that milk production to be as robust as possible. So as you're in the first few days, your milk supply might be regulating. You may feel like you have way too much milk, or you may feel like it's not enough. But if you're feeling super engorged and baby's been feeding constantly and you're emptying as frequently as possible, then you want to probably be pumping till you're comfortable as well. So that's important as well. But in the later days, when you don't feel as full and you don't know if baby's getting enough, this might be time to reach out to someone to get some help just to make sure that everything is going well. You want to make sure baby's gaining weight, right? You want to make sure there's enough dirty and wet diapers. And it's sometimes hard to tell as your body no longer shows those cues of fullness that you're going to have enough milk for the baby. So just remember the tip of frequently emptying. You want to aim for 8 to 12 milk removals per day. And the more frequent, the better. And if you feel like there's some things going on with baby, maybe baby is not draining the breast well enough, then it's time to break out the pump and do some more milk removal. And that will continue to tell your body that you need to make more milk. So I hope this video really helps you out a lot and you understand that the secret key to making more milk is just removing more milk. And whether that's through baby or that's through pumping, those are all critical. Even if you're not getting out as much milk as you think you should, still that active stimulation, the act of trying to remove the milk is telling your body that it's time to make more. Now, there could be some more anomalies going on. And if that's the case, if you feel like there's something else going on, again, reach out for help. You can email us at info at breastfeedingcounselor.com. I'll link that below as well. And you can directly email if you have any questions or need any additional support. We are here for virtual consults as well. So don't let that stop you. And we're so grateful that you watched this video today. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos about breastfeeding.